I'm Dusk. Welcome to Realm of the Sacred Roots. I would title this video Joking, Not Joking. Words have power. It's kind of like saying sorry, but not sorry. I wanted to tell you a little story about this guy at work. This guy didn't like me at all. For some reason, throughout maybe the last, I don't know, it was a couple of years or so, he just would slander me, talk about me, say things to people about me, and then word would come back to me. But I really never was proactive in screwing with this guy. I just let him be because one, I outranked him. I basically was higher in the food chain than he was. And two, he didn't mean anything to me. He was quite irrelevant in my journey. He was just irrelevant in my workspace and taking up space in my mind. I just didn't pay much attention to him. So I let it be. I let him go and just kind of let him do what he wanted to do. If he wanted to talk and say things about me, I just let him use his mind and energy. Let him use it up. I just didn't invest much time into it. Well, it got to the point where I started to get tired of it after a while. Normally I nip things in the bud and I try to handle things as soon as they come out if they before they become an issue. Like I said, in this case, I was just in a different mindset. I just let it go, but it continued on. Mostly because I showed him out at meetings and he just didn't have the experience that I had. He didn't have the mind that I had. It just was what it was. So anyways, this continued on. And I was talking to a friend of mine at work and I said to her, I said, you know what? I said, he could get hit by a bus for all I care. I really don't give a shit. I just don't care about this guy. I don't care. I mean, that's just how I felt about it. I didn't go home and think about him. Very seldom, if I did. He was irrelevant. So anyways, I made the comment, I really don't care if the dude gets hit by a bus. What the hell do I care? I don't know. It couldn't have been more than a week later, maybe 4 days later or so. My friend came up to me and said, hey, did you hear? I'm not going to say his name, but she said, hey, did you hear so-and-so got hit just outside the building by a car? I said, no way. I said, so-and-so? I said his name. I said, he got hit by a vehicle. She's like, yeah. She said he got hit by a car in the crosswalk right outside the building. I was like, no freaking way. She's like, yeah. And of course, she reminded me about what I had just said, not even, I don't know what it was, a week ago or whatever, about I didn't care if he got hit by a bus, is what I had said. So the dude gets hit, and I was like, well, did he make it? Is he alive? Or what happened? And she basically said, yeah, I think he had to go to the hospital, is what I ended up finding out later. And he made it, obviously. He was alive and was so and so and whatever else. But the shit was funny as hell to me, to be honest. But joking, not joking. I was semi-joking when I made that comment to her, not even, I think it was like 4 days prior to. But hey, not joking, okay? People tend to screw around with and let me back up. In my life, like, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. So if you don't know me and you're watching this video and you're like, oh, that was just a coincidence, she's taking something that just could have happened to anyone, da da da, you don't know me. Like, if you live in my world, if you actually know me, then you'll know. If these things happen to you, then you'll know. That's how I see that, right? So in this case, it happened to him, and I still laugh at it because he was such an asshole for so long. He really got what was coming, and it was like the fact that it didn't take his life. He really got what was coming to him. I don't feel any kind of empathy or sympathy toward this guy. People have to realize that we have spirits, protector spirits that are around us. We have ancestors that watch out for us. These kind of things happen. And sometimes, depending on who you're dealing with, those spirits are very prevalent in their life. If they're a spirit worker, and they're constantly talking with the spirits, and they're constantly having interaction with these the spirit world, those are people you don't necessarily want to piss off, not purposefully. Like, my motto is live and let live. If we don't get along, you can go your way and I go my way. There's no reason, right? Unless you're jealous, there's no reason to shoot arrows back and forth at each other. What does that actually solve other than just using your energy for meaningless crap? Right? Because it's not going to go anywhere. You're just going to have this spiritual battle going between each other for how long that just proves to be fruitless. It's really no point. So, in this case, this guy was just stupid because he had no idea who I was, and he just kept pushing and pushing. He ended up getting in trouble anyways. Just to tell you what happened to the dude, he did some stupid stuff twice and ended up having to deal with the police and all that other stuff. So he's not even working where he was working before. It's just really, really stupid. But so that was him. Also, I just wanted to mention in here that words do have power. I talked in another video, a couple of videos, about my thought process and what happened when I was thinking things to happen and how they would happen, and how the time span from my sowing to my reaping, from my wanting it to happen to it manifesting, starting to become shorter. The timeline became shorter until I was wishing things to happen and they would happen within a couple of days of themselves. So in this case, this video is for words have power, right? So from what I said, semi-jokingly, to what actually came to be. So I wanted to bring that up, depending on what side you're on, right? If you're on the side of you mind your own business and you're just doing your thing and people are screwing with you, they need to realize that eventually there is going to be something that comes back around. There is going to be some, not only that, a lot of us who are constantly in the spirit world have not only spirits protecting us and ancestors, but we also have, and other entities that we work with and deal with, but we also put our own shielding and blocks up where what I have mirrors around me consistently, which is a hint for some of you spirit workers, right? To be able to use in your own workings, but in your own spiritual protection and security. But whatever they were throwing at me is all they get back. It's just coming right back to them. It's not even malicious. It's just whatever they're putting toward me is going back at them. That was the first main story I wanted to tell you. It was really funny because I was discussing it with my husband here and we were laughing about the story because he was just so silly and didn't have enough discernment. And discernment's important. Enough discernment to know what not to screw with and what, it's like going into a zoo and wanting to unlock the cage that has the bear in it, and you're just standing there waiting for the bear to do something, or you're teasing the bear. It's kind of like that. I mean, how I want to use the word immature, but what a lack of discernment to not be able to pick up on somebody's, I don't even know if I would use gifts, but the fact that somebody's not that person to screw with. For me, it's easy. I just know. I mean, I leave people alone. Very, they say doing this, and a friend of mine had warned me, going on YouTube and putting these videos out, you're gonna have a lot of jealous YouTubers and people trying to throw stuff at you and da-da-da. That stuff's going to them. It's going back to them. Whatever they're putting out to me, they're reaping that currently in their lives. My life is great. I don't worry about those things. I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I'm here to do. I'm not worried about the nonsense of all that drama, because that's all that is drama. Okay. Again, if they don't have enough discernment to know, if you consider yourself a spiritual worker and you hear someone else talking, you see them speaking, you hear their speech, I automatically know when I watch a YouTube video with another spiritualist on there, another spirit worker, I automatically know if they have juice or not, right? Like, can you look at somebody and tell if they have juice or not? Come on. I know you can, right? Like, you look at them, you're like, okay, that dude's just doing some marketing BS. Like, they're just on there to get some views. They're on there to do their thing, whatever. And they don't have any juice. You can tell. You can sense it. That's what discernment's about, right? You can just see it. You can feel it. You can hear it in their words and how they teach. Then there's some others you're like, oh shoot, they're not the ones. Don't do that, because she's about to go to that graveyard and mix something up. She's about to go to her cauldron, throw some feathers, bones, dirt, whatever she's got. She's about to light some shit on fire, and you don't want, that's not the one. Keep it moving. Go to another one. Go to an easier target. You don't want that stink on your life because you can't get it off, right? Some people you look at and you say that, and it's like, nah, let me keep it moving. Those are the wise ones. It's the ones that are stupid enough, or like I said, lack of discernment, that sit there and want to screw with you. Okay, that was the first example. The second example I'm just going to give here, because this actually just happened. Sometimes you have to wait, and I said this in another video, for things to be manifest, for things to show. I had a family member, and I'm keeping this generic for a reason, who was just, I hadn't seen in many years, since I was like a little girl. But for some reason, when he saw me, he decided to say, and this was a few years back now, but he decided to say some not nice things. And it wasn't, it was to me, and it was in front of other family members. So I was like, Now, at the time, I didn't check him. I let it go because it was kind of like a reunion, and there are people there, and there's a time to say something and check someone, and there's a time to hold your mouth, right? And some of us are on either, most of us are on either side. You're either going to check them and you're going to be like, oh, and you're going to check them right then and there. And then other people are way passive and then just don't say anything at all and kind of like just go off into the, into the shadows. And it was hard for me to always find that middle balance, right? Because I'm always wanting to check someone, but I'm also trying to be like professional and do the right thing. So, that was always me trying to find that balance. Well, with this person, anyways, they said something to me that I thought wasn't nice, and they said it in front of other people. And I guess they thought it was funny, even though it was rude and insensitive. I never forgot that. Well, anyways, I said it twice to two people. And I said, I really wouldn't care. I mean, if the person dropped dead, he dropped dead, because, what do I care? What do I care? I have no patience, no time for just silliness. So he was rude to me. I could care less. So I kept it moving. And to both people at different times, I basically said, if he dropped dead, he drops dead. Whatever. Do you know this sucker dropped dead? Was it last week or about a week and a half ago? He ended up dying. They found him dead. I'll leave it generic. So I'll leave it generic for now. Because it's just happened. And and listen, not every ancestor is gonna go on your ancestor altar, okay? I'll just say this. How do I say this? I have all types of family members, let's say this. From, that song, like, got friends in low places, I got all kinds, right? The people you can call up and be like, yo, this happened, da da da, I need you to go, check that, or check on that person, or take care of that, right? I got all kind of family members, right? So it's not an issue. Even the lowest of the low, that you would consider the lowest of the low, I'll have on my ancestor altar, because they get it done, right? They'll get it done. They got it done here in real life, and they'll get it done in the afterlife, and we were cool as heck, right? So that's cool. But then you got some other ones, you're like, nah, I'm good on that. Good luck to you. Keep it moving, because you were rude. You were an asshole. We had nothing on this side. So I really don't want anything with you on the other side. Just, have a nice time on your journey and keep it moving. So that just happened. So again, back to joking, not joking. Like I said it twice, and I just kind of did the, hey, like, dude, if this guy goes, that's just how it is. That's just what happens. And dude passed away about a week and a half ago. They found his ass. So it's crazy. Well, anyways, out of respect for my family, because there are people, mourning for this person, I didn't go into details, but All I'm saying is words have power, whether you're joking or whether you're not joking. Okay, that is the moral of this story. And also be careful with lovers and significant others, because they will tend to piss you off, right? And sometimes you'll be like, oh, I'm so mad at that, bleep, 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 da 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 da. Y'all are speaking some words over your dude, right? Or vice versa. The dude's speaking some words over his girl. Y'all don't know what will happen, right? Especially if you got some juice. You don't know what might happen. So sometimes I have to pray, and I am so serious. I have to pray for someone who has wronged me if I don't want harm to come to them. I am so serious. Have you ever had, let me tell you about this experience. I'll tell it on this video here. When there was a neighbor of mine, not at this place I'm living now, but another place, that did some shady stuff. And they pissed me off because they said one thing and then like did another, or some kind of lie, some kind of drama. So I went back into my prayer altar and I was like, all right, I got something for you, because it was a kind of a long story. And I usually don't spend time doing those things. Just got too much to do. But sometimes when it hits deep, you got to teach someone a lesson. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna teach this person a lesson. So I go back into my prayer altar. I go into my meditation about to take care of this thing. My higher self is already up in there working on this neighbor that did me wrong. Like, whoa, wait a minute. I just was about to go in there and take care of this. My higher self was already working on it when I went into my meditation state. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Right? So sometimes your higher self will take care of this before you even have a chance to even take care of it or to do anything. So all I'm saying is sometimes I have to pray for people that I don't want harm to come to, that have offended me in a deep way, not just regular offense. I'm not offended easily, that have offended me in a deep way. And I'll have to pray for them, that their safety, before one of the spirits that are on my team, before one of the dead, before one of the armies of the dead hit them up, before one of the spirits that are working on my behalf go and take care of that. Sometimes I'll have to pray and be like, okay, let's leave this person alone for now. Like, they really pissed me off. I was really angry. And it takes a lot out of you. I don't know if you've done that before, where like even the Bible talks about like praying for someone who's offended you, because it'll heap coals on their head, on your enemy's head, right? Like praying for someone actually makes it worse for them, right? I don't do it for that reason. I do so they don't actually get hurt or killed, being very serious. But okay, this video went a lot longer than I was planning, but my point is, joking, not joking, watch your words. And sometimes you might have to pray for someone if they've done something silly or stupid to you that pisses you off, because your spirits are going to be on it. They are on it if you are working with the right things. And so be careful what you think. Be careful how if you get angry and upset and you think some crazy stuff, like just watch it, because it's just really easy for those things to come out and affect the person that's offended you. And you might not want them to actually die. You might, but you might not. And so I just wanted to share those experiences with you guys today. So, hey, sometimes we're joking, sometimes we're not joking, but it can still happen and it can still hit them. And that's just how this battle goes. That's just how the spiritual world is sometimes. So, okay, just wanted to share with you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. I got another one coming right after this. So see you next time. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.